Hey guys, it's Athena. So, first of all, I want to apologize if this lighting is really weird. I'm trying some different stuff out, and I have a lot of these red lights in my room. Can't really tell. It's red. It's an IKEA lamp. See? That's what it looks like. But I'm not sure if it looks too weird on. So, if you want, leave a comment below if you like it better off or on, but I kind of like it better on. It gives me a rosy glow, yeah. I don't really come by rosy glow naturally unless I've done a whole lot of this or a lot of like running around. Anywho, so this is my response for week 6 of the YouTube Pagan Challenge. I am finding that the next 3 weeks, this one included, are going to be a little tricky for me because I don't have really good, solid answers. So but I want to participate. I don't want to skip any weeks. Sort of like a little resolution. So I'm going to go ahead and answer it, even though I really don't know what I'm going to say. Let's just stay tuned and find out what comes out my mouth. Cultural influences. My first impulse upon reading this question, the first answer that came to my mind was, I do hail from a southern area. I come from the same area, very close, as the cool-ass people from New World Witchery and the podcast that I reference all the time. And that's sort of Appalachia, Appalachian folk magic-y kind of stuff. I, unlike Lane from the podcast, she discovered after they started their shows way back 5 years ago, however long it's been, she thought she had no influences from her background or no magical background at all because her family, like my family, are very Christian. But the more they talked, the more they realized, oh my God, there were a lot of things. You know, they had things like putting these blue jars in the window, or don't vacuum under feet because it can cause infertility, and just like some granny magic folklore, maybe that's not granny magic, but folklore superstitions. There were a couple of those, but honestly, I feel like I came from such a freaking vanilla background of don't cause any waves, don't, what would the neighbors think, don't do anything to stand out. I don't feel like there's a whole lot there. I have always had a dream of finding a journal or a diary of someone in my family. It has never happened. The closest I've come to that is finding the one I'm named after, my first name, which y'all don't know. It's an old lady name, a very granny kind of name. But my first name, I was named after my grandmother, my dad's mom, and she was an interesting little character. I did get to know her, but I didn't know her well. She died when I was about 11 or 12, and they lived about 9 hours away from us, so I didn't see them much. Plus, she had a brain tumor that wasn't cancerous, but it was still bad because you don't want things in your brain that press on things you need. So it still hindered her lifestyle. So most of my memories of her are heartbreakingly sweet, and I won't go there, but she couldn't really talk much and whatever. But some of the things, my whole point was, in wishing I could find a diary, I did find some letters. She had a lot of suitors back in the day, and it turns out I think at least 1 or 2 boys proposed to her, and she didn't accept the proposal, but she kept the ring, which part of me's like, damn girl, get it, and then the other half of me's like, why would you do that? That sucks. So I choose to go with the first response only because, I'm not going to judge. Whatever. Things were different back in the, good God, my dad was born in 41, so this would have been like 30s, early 30s. Oh my God, how cool is that? So she had a bunch of letters that people had written to her, and when she did get engaged to my grandfather, um, just a couple heartbroken letters from some gentlemen who were sad to see her off the market. Because honestly, back in the 30s, when you got married, you were off the market. Okay, you didn't say hang out 5 years, I'll get divorced. He's just my starter husband. No, it was forever back then, better or worse, all that stuff. So, and for them, it was better. They had a really, 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 really sweet marriage. Holy crap. Like I said, not going to go there. I'll get sad. So, but sad out of sweetness, bittersweetness. Okay, back to the point. Cultural influences. Okay, well, I don't, some of the stuff they said, I remember them. They were big time smokers, but they lived in North Carolina, North Carolina. I love how she would talk. I loved how they talked. They had southern accents too, but they had those sexy southern accents instead of the hick ones, you know? Like, she would say, like, if you knew someone named Vincent, you wouldn't say, "Hey, Vincent." She'd be like, "Vincent, Vincent." It's like, damn, girl, that's cute. Yeah, I remember they smoked a lot since they, like, lived in the tobacco world. And I think my grandfather might have worked for a tobacco company or raised it. I don't even know. Um, but they would be smoking all over the place. By the way, neither of them died of lung cancer or anything like that. But they would have their cigarettes and they would be blowing their smoke. And their smoke would come wafting up in my face, and I'd be like, mm-hmm. And they'd be like, "Oh, you know, smoke goes towards beauty, don't you?" And I was like, well, then, all right, blow it at me. No. But, you know, it was one of those things. But that's not magic. Yeah, they just had, just a bunch of Southern beliefs, but none of them you could go into folk magic. No. We did the Black Eyed Peas thing, the New Year's Black Eyed Peas and collard green stuff, or I think we did a lot of turnip greens, and Brunswick stew and barbecue. The whole Black Eyed Peas thing, that goes from the beliefs of prosperity for your new year. I can't get out of the North Carolina accent. I'm sorry. Once I start, you should hear me at school. It's hard. Sometimes we start the vampire greeting, and I can't stop doing vampire accents with lots of V's. And around St. Patrick's Day, we have our little Irish stuff. And if you get me going like a leprechaun, it takes me a long time to come come out of it. Shit, I need to quit wasting time. I'm sorry, y'all. I guess I don't have an answer. My cultural influences are, we try to be polite, and they'll talk about you behind your back, and they'll just be like, "Bless her heart." And you don't want someone blessing your heart. If they bless your heart, you have made some mistakes, and you're the dregs of humanity. It's like, oh, bless her heart, she's on her third husband. No, I'm not, because I'm not doing a third husband. Two's good for me, thanks. But growing up in that Southern type lifestyle and background, I am interested in the hoodoo element. Again, since I was so influenced and am still by New World Witchery, and they used to really have a big focus on hoodoo. They don't really as much anymore, but they used to, and I used to listen again to the Lucky Mojo Hoodoo Root Work Hour. I love some of that hoodoo mojo stuff. I do. I love looking around at stuff that you have in your everyday life and using some of that shit to get stuff done, do some work-ins. I like that. I like that more. This is why I knew I was not going to be able to stick with the Wiccan thing, even though that was my first dip in my toes. I thought, I'm going to be Wiccan, and then I just didn't, and I have mad respect for it, and I'm still going to use it, I think, as I go forward in life, just because, as I said before, I think that'll be the easiest way if I introduce myself to a new gentleman caller, a suitor, just to go with Wiccan, because it's so much easier than being like, well, I'm an eclectic pagan witch who identifies with hoodoo elements and animism and just, various pantheons. And what? Go with Wiccan. It's so much easier. I had a point there. My point got lost. Oh, crap. My point got really lost. Okay, I should just quit wasting y'all's time because this is tedious and I don't have any information. I guess you could say my culture doesn't influence me a whole lot. I don't have any really cool little family traditions. We are so boring ass. Wonder bread, white bread, vanilla. Again, don't cause waves. Don't draw attention to yourself. Don't try to be cute. That's what I grew up in. And so their legacy to me is stay out of trouble. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't try to be cute. And don't go to hell. So, I don't know if I do any of that anymore. So I don't have any real cultural influences. That's boring. But that's my answer. So thanks for watching, y'all. Take care. I do look forward to seeing your responses because some of you guys have some cool backgrounds and different cultures you come from and can draw from. I can't wait to hear about some of that. So y'all fill me in. Enrich me with your awesomeness because it's boring over here.